Hey guys, it's Amanda. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm filming this during my daughter's nap time because this morning as I was chasing her around as she's getting into everything, I really had this thought that there are quite a few character traits that it takes to be a parent that are also beneficial to have when you are tackling this topic of personal finances. So I wanted to share them with you and give you some encouragement here today. So the first is patience. So we all have to be patient when we are a parent. Whether you have a baby, a toddler like I do, or a teenager, you have to be patient and help them through those life struggles that they're dealing with at that time. And we have to be creative. Whether you are packing for the day and you forgot Kleenexes and you have to use a shirt or a blanket as a Kleenex, or you're being creative because it's been raining for days and days and days and your kids are bored, absolutely bored with their toys, and you have to be creative in a new way to entertain them. And the third is you have to be persistent because kids are persistent. Am I right? Like my daughter, she's really kind of learning her limits and figuring out her boundaries, and she is persistent in trying to do certain things, and my husband and I have to be persistent in letting her know that she can't do certain things because they're not good for her or they're dangerous or whatever the case may be. So you have to be persistent. And we do this as parents because the why is big enough, right? We have a big why, a big goal that we're shooting for, and that is to raise healthy kids that are going to become healthy, well-rounded adults, and we all want that for our kids. So I know that this translates well into your personal finances because you have to be patient when you've decided that debt is not an option anymore. In today's society, we can go get everything we want the minute that we want it, right? Like if you want a car and you just decide right now that you want a car, you can go buy a car with a car loan. If you decide right now that you want a couch, you can go finance a couch. Whatever it is, you can go buy it with debt. But if you've decided that debt is not an option, then you have to have patience because you have to save up and pay cash for that item. And you also have to be creative because let's say you've switched to the cash system and it's the end of the month and you only have $10 left in your cash envelope. And you're like, what am I going to do? So you go to the store and you buy what you can buy for $10, which we all know isn't much, and then you shop your pantry and you get creative and you make it work. And then you have to be persistent because you know, life is messy. Things happen. And so you're going down this journey, you're paying off debt, you're doing so great, but then an emergency happens and you have to pay for that instead of paying on debt that month. But you just have to be persistent and know that if you just keep going, it's going to get better, and at least you had money to pay cash for that emergency. So that's how I know that those traits translate well into handling your personal finances. And also, same goes with having the why. So as parents, we have those character traits and we do those things every day because we have that big why. It goes the same for personal finances. You have to have a why. You have to have a goal that you're shooting for. And that's up to you. It's your goal. It's your decision. You and your spouse talk about it, or if you're single, you talk about it with your accountability partner, but you decide. But I would encourage you that a really big why would be for those kiddos that we just talked about, right? Like changing your family tree. If you're stressed out when those bills come every month and you know the feeling of that, don't you want to change your family tree and have your kids never experience that feeling? Because you've changed the way that you're handling money, and that means that that is changing the way that you're going to teach them how to handle money. And so that they'll never have to experience that stress, that really, really deep level of stress that comes with all of that debt that you may have or you may be struggling to get through. So I hope this video was encouraging to you, and if it was, please click like and consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks guys!